Right. BB had to do it to him. Cock back if a nigga front, I'ma pop that. Got strapped, you don't want smoke, you better stop that. Real nigga, there's certain shit that I do not jack. Plus I got some killers on my side and they do not rap. Take nigga, there's certain questions we do not ask. Perk make the body feel good like a hot bath. You niggas hot ass, your music stay for real. Blizz get it, next on that like a Nike deal. Big guns, we got big guns like the Navy SEAL. It was all a dream like Biggie.
What's good, people? It's your boy DJ Duya. So we got a special edition today of Trendy Debates. So if you in the Kingston area, this person really been putting on for a long time as far as putting together basketball leagues and just being able to one of the great organizers. It takes a lot to really organize people and to keep them in motion and to make them stay focused and not veer off. So this is a person that I admire as well, and I'm gonna bring him right on. So we're gonna get right to it. This is Adam, my man. Stan.
Hey, what's going on, Corey? How you doing?
Good, bro. So, man, I kind of want to just get
before we start. I seen that there's get it on the intro. Got to hear him. And I just want to say that when I make a Hall of Fame one day of all the basketball players in our town and everybody that's played in my leagues, he's going to be in there. So, he's a basketball legend around these parts.
Wait, is he?
Absolutely, yeah. Blizz get it. He's one of the MVPs of one of my YNBAs. And to hear him on there, pretty great.
He tries to say it, and I remember him growing as young and growing up, and he always says that he was one of those guys, and I never seen him play organized basketball. I just seen him play in the parks, and I'm not saying that he was weak or nothing, but coming from that's a great big compliment. So Blizz,
when I make my Hall of Fame, he's going to be in there, and one of the best smack talkers of all time as well. But him on the intro, and I can't wait to see what he does for the rest of the season with his trendy topics.
Nice. All right, so let's start off with your love for basketball. Like, where did it start? How did it begin?
All right, well, it began at the Roundout Neighborhood Center.
Okay.
Lived in Broadway East, so that's where I met all these hooligans that play basketball, and I went there every day after school and got my behind handed to me religiously.
So you're a Dassy kid, huh?
I am a Dassy kid, man. I admire him, so much. He was a great inspiration to my career. But that's everybody else loved basketball, and I fell in love with it because I love sports. And then I went. The first time I ever watched basketball was the Knicks versus the Bulls back in the '90s, Jordan versus Ewing. So that's kind of hard not to ball, back in our day.
I mean, that's almost like the golden era, or that's the era that really sparked the explosion of NBA, I feel. So I mean, so those are like the earliest memories of basketball. I didn't have this on the questions that I sent you, but like, who's some of your favorite basketball players that growing up, as far as like Kingston standouts?
Kingston standouts?
Yeah.
Man, Tay Fisher and Keith Simmons are the first ones that come in mind. Back when I was in high school, they were like the most popular kids in school. So, I looked up to them a lot. Special shout out to Jesse Candy. I guess great. Jeezy and them as well, believe it or not. I looked up to them. I went to Block Park every day. I wasn't able to play on the court, but I sat there and watched them all, play. Andre Dassey, one of the best defenders seen in this town. Back to Tay Fisher, man. He was probably the most popular kid I've ever seen at the Kingston High School. Always had this entourage around him. One day I joked with one of my friends. We were watching him walk down the hallway, and I was like, "Yo, how much you give me if I could just run up and just touch him?" And my friend said, "It's impossible. You can't get through the crowd of people. I'll get beat up before I even get to him." So,
damn, he was like that in high school? Wow.
Perspective. I might be you know, remembering it wrong. You know, it's not like he was never alone, but I just remember every time he walked down the hallway, just a huge group of people around him.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's dope. See, I'm a little older, so I was out of there by then.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk about the YNBA because that's like the first league that I kind of remember you being like the head of.
Mm-hmm.
What was the origins of that league?
I mean, how much time do you got? Because there's a lot that went into that, and I'm going to give you two short stories. One, you know, I'm going to talk about Tay Fisher again. You know, I'm not really here to
Okay.
talk that, but me and him, we both worked at the Y. He had his own thing going on, but he actually paved the way for me, and you know, I owe a lot to him because, you know, he did all sorts of programs. And if he did not do the programs at the Y he did, they wouldn't have had looked to, you know, replace him when he went away for the Globetrotters. And
Got you.
you know, so when he left, I got thrusted into that.
Wait a minute. We lost you. We lost the sound on you. Uh-oh. Wait, hold up. Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you. All right, hold on, y'all. We'll be right back. All right, my bad. We're just waiting for Adam to get back in. Little technical difficulty. You said you averaged 30 in what in the you averaged 30 in the YMBA too? Okay.
Sorry about that. So
All right. Yeah, no, it's all good.
I got a phone call, and I guess that killed my mic. But anyway,
Oh, yeah.
so Tay started something at the Y, and when he left, they were like really desperate to replace him, and you know, that's where I got my opportunity. Now with that came, you know, a lot of responsibilities because, you know, everybody was telling me, "Oh, how you? Those are big shoes to fill." You know, Tay Fisher, that. You know, you'll never be able to do that. And you know, I remember being down on myself a lot, thinking like, "Yo, how does somebody replace somebody like that?" You know, Tay Fisher, you know, he was one of a kind. But I remember, you know, talking to him one day before he left, and I don't remember exactly what he said, but I remember how he made me feel, and you know, it gave him confidence going in to the job that he had, and you know, so big shout out to him. You know, I appreciate him paving the way, and then. You know, I got a team coordinator position to where, you know, I was doing programs. Now, the origin of the YNBA, me and my friends playing basketball one day. And, you know, we go to the sideline and we're just like fresh out of winning a championship for the Summer Sizzle. And we're like, it's too bad that the city of Kingston doesn't want us anymore because once you turn 19, they're done with you until you're 30. So what happens to all the people from 19 to 30? And I turned to my friend Rob Shaw. We're talking about this. I was like, yo, wouldn't it be cool if we just had our own NBA? You know, we can all wear NBA jerseys. You know, I'll be the Tim Duncan. You know, you could be the Kevin Garnett or whoever you want. My friend Corey's there. He wanted to be the Kobe Bryant. And, you know, it was a nice running joke. We were semi, so, you know, there's a little bit of truth in every joke.
Right. He probably think he got another call or something. All right, so we just getting into the origins of the YMBA. If you're just tuning in, there we go.
I am so sorry, man. I keep getting my phone blown up.
It's all good.
My laptop wasn't working. But anyway, so it started out as a joke. And I don't know what Rob Shaw, this is me, a conversation between me and Rob Shaw. I don't know what he went home and did. He told somebody or an amount of people because the next day, the next morning, I'm getting phone calls like, oh, I heard that you're starting a basketball league, man. I want in. And then, you know, all of a sudden it just blew up into this, you know, huge thing. And, you know, kind of got a little out of control. But, you know, I thought we were joking. But, you know, apparently other people were serious about playing because, Nobody had anywhere to go.
Damn, that's crazy. So, I mean, I got a question about that kind of later on, but I mean, I could say it now. Like, what is the reason? What's the reason for that? Why is there such a gap of that age of 19 to 30?
It is the most difficult human beings to.
Okay.
That is a tough age group, man. Working with kids is one thing, and then once you get to 30, you should supposed to have this maturity level. That'd be like easier to work with. 19 and between 19 and 30, those are everybody's 20s when they're young and stupid, and nobody wants to deal with that. But
Right.
I was 19, 20 myself at the time, so I was all for it because I wanted to play. And evidently it turned out I never played in my league because being a commissioner, I thought it was important not to, but I'll get into that part later. But it was great seeing everybody else have fun and giving somebody all these people a place to play basketball.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So, what sparked like the rebranding of the Adam Stern League and from going from the YNBA? Because even when on the website, I can go back and look at the old stats from the YNBA.
Mm-hmm. So this is like the YNBA 2.0. So anybody that's ever played in the YNBA before, all their stats carried over into this league.
And that's fire. I think that's because it's like almost like a dynasty league. You know what I mean? Like on a 2K or something. It's like you keeping it going.
Honestly, I had no idea what I had at the time when I started it, but it just accumulated. Because when I started my first leagues, you can go back, but you can't go back as far as when I started. I threw that paperwork out as the same night after I did it, man. It was ridiculous. I was an idiot. There's a lot of stuff that was lost because I just didn't think it was important at the time, and now I'm kicking myself for it. I managed to save Eddie Millet's stats, but that's because he was the MVP of the first year.
Okay.
I didn't really have.
Junior was he's the MVP.
I didn't mention his name in people. One of the Kingston greats. He'll be in my Hall of Fame as well. When I do a Adam Stern Hall of Fame. But yeah, now to answer your question about the rebranding and the comeback, I left the Y for years. I had no intention whatsoever to do any more adult leagues. I was pretty much done. I had my time. I did a solid few years, and I get a phone call from who else but Rob Shaw calling, giving me, was like, Adam, I missed the league, man. You're great. You did a great job, and I wish it was still around. And again, I can't remember what he said. I remember how he made me feel, and then since there, I was like, you know what? I don't need the Y to do a basketball league. I need the players to do a basketball league. So then I was like, well, let me just see if I can. And I started calling around, and the mayor of Saugerties ended up saying that he had some gym space available, and he's more than kind to me and blessed us with that gym on Sundays.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah, so Rob sparked this league twice. So if it wasn't for Rob, we wouldn't be playing basketball.
Show us law, man. Yeah, let's go. So how many teams do you have in the league?
12.
12. That's a lot of teams. I mean, that's what the WNBA got.
Wow, yeah, it is. I promise you I did not want 12 teams, but I'm an all-inclusive. Man, I started the league because, people didn't have a place to play, and I would be damned if I ever excluded anybody. So this man named Josh, he hit me up every day, like, oh, you got a spot yet? Do you have a spot yet? He really wanted to play, and, I wanted to make sure that they were in there. So we ended up getting 12 teams. I'm happy with it right now. 12 is a lot, though. I got to work 6 games straight and not only set up, but break down. And, I got to do stats. I'm video editing all the footage. I'm doing videos for the first time this year. I'm working around with graphic design, all as an amateur. This is my first time ever doing any of this. But I thought I kind of wanted to reinvent myself as well. How do I top the last thing that I did? So, I'm just going all out this time around.
He said it's a headache. All right. How many? I said that. And how do you fund the league? Like, how if I wanted to get a team, like I guess Blaze has a team. He has a Trendy Topic. So, how overall is the league funded?
If you wanted to be a captain of a team, you would have a team fee. And then, once you guys get that together, you're able to, play in the league, so
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you all the numbers right here because we're live. I can go
Yeah,
over.
yeah, no.
Let's just say that I spend X amount on jerseys, and then the rest is on equipment. I had to buy new shot clocks this year. I bought a stereo system. I bought a camera. I have to pay for the online space, which costs $100 a year. But we spent a lot of money this year. All the players, chipped in, amongst themselves. So I charge each team a fee. By the way, I did not make a dime of profit. I didn't. I wasn't in it to make the money. I just wanted to cover costs and basically give everybody a place to go on Sundays.
That's dope, man. I mean, I feel like you should get something, but whatever. That's just
Yeah.
my take. But
Well, any money that was left over, I just gave to the PGA, but we're gonna leave them out of this for right now because I want to talk to Shatea before I, talk too much about the Point Guard Academy. But we partnered up this year, and shout out to them because they're at the games and they come help out with the
yeah.
stats. They're great. I'm actually jealous because I see them and they're just such a real tight knit group and just such a family. They do everything together, man. They're great.
Yeah, my son actually plays on the team, so he plays on the 14U team. They had a tough weekend this weekend. One of the players, Braden, I hope he had, suffered a knee injury. I hope he gets well soon. And then I kind of pushed my son a little. I feel like I pushed him a little too far because he plays on two teams. He plays on Point Guard Academy, and then he plays on Team Takeoff, which is like a Troy. So they had like two big time tournaments. They had the Gym Rats tournament, which was Point Guard Academy was in, and then they had another tournament, Adidas tournament in Ardsley, and I had him play in both tournaments. So it was 4 games in one day, and
Yikes.
yeah, that was a little bit too much because the one game was at Siena College, and then the other one was in House of Hoops in Ardsley. I don't know if you know where that is, but yeah. So shout out to my son. He's definitely doing his thing, balling and trying to chase that, taste that dream.
About pushing him too hard, man. I truly believe, well, it's a fact that all of us are going to dribble a basketball for the last time one day. And, no matter what happens, we got to make sure that it's worth it. And, playing that much in one day, you're going to look back and you're going to say, yo, I did that. And that's what I'm doing with this. I'm looking back and say, yo, I actually was able to do all the things that I wanted to. I'm checking everything off of my bucket list of doing leagues. There's one more bucket list thing I could do before, I could say that I had a wonderful career. If this was my last league, I'd be very happy. But there's one last thing I've yet to do that I wanted to do.
What is that? What do you want to say?
A women's league. And that's something that has been like really.
I know they've had some in the past, but
at the Y, but run that Chuck Johnson did and Chad did.
Yeah.
And for some, I don't know why it bothers me so much to not have done a women's league yet, but that's something that I want to do, before I don't do basketball stuff anymore.
That's dope, though. No, that'll definitely be dope. So the website, I feel like the website is super interactive. It's like perfectly laid out. The functionality is great because a lot of times I build websites and stuff, and blogs. So like a lot of times you could click on something, it won't work. It'll load the load time. So did you build the website?
I didn't build it, but I definitely exhausted every possibility I could with it, because the website was really basic, and I guarantee I looked at all the other people that are using that website. Nobody comes close to what I've been doing with it. I have certain skills and talents that make me good at stuff like this. I'm not the perfect. I'll never say I'm the best ever at running leagues, but there are some things that I am really good at, and doing that website is definitely one of them.
Yeah, now the website is I've had an issue with because I wanted to actually pull it up and put it on the screen, but I've had some issues with that where it's crashed the stream. I'm gonna try it, but we'll see how it goes.
And you know what? down all the cool stuff that I had there from the last week because I was gonna replace it. If I knew you doing that for the stream, I would have left up, my team of the week, the player of the week, and all that other stuff.
Oh, okay. Did you took some of that down?
Yeah, I took it down because I'm reconstructing. Like I was gonna wait till after the stream, and then I was gonna go, put everything up. But I got the YouTube games on there still. The website's still there. But I try to do as much as possible, with that.
And then I love like how it how you like have the post game. First of all, before I get to the post game, the camera is fire too. Like I was watching the game with my girl, and I was saying to her, I was like, "Oh, this game, Taya, because we all know her. She is the Point Guard Academy." So I was like, "Yo, Shataya hits 5 threes in this game." And then so we're watching the game, the camera's just panning, and I'm like, I don't think there's anybody that's controlling the camera. I think it's that it's automatically doing that.
No,
so, somebody is controlling the camera? Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Yo, the cameras. I found myself. I think there was a game that was on. I found myself trying to prepare for this interview. I'm watching the game. Like I was like, only thing this needs is Mike Breen.
Yeah, I know that they were missing that. I wish I was a better talker and then I would talk over the tracks, but that right there is not really my thing.
Well, my girl was like, "That's what you could add to it." I was like, "Yeah, if we didn't have AAU damn every weekend."
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, I think the camera was a real game changer. I put that on my bucket list actually after the first year that I've done the league, but I've just never been able to accomplish that. All right, let me take a step back on why I wanted the camera in the first place. So after the first year, it was terrible. I was dealing with this age group was tough, and I couldn't wait for it to be over. I was like, I'm never doing this again. And you know what I thought? I made a mistake. I said, you know what? Maybe if I got a really good championship prize, everybody will behave themselves and, they'll, kind of keep it under control. So I went and contacted the Knicks front office, and I've secured Knicks tickets for whoever won the basketball league. And damn it, everybody worse because everybody wanted to win. It got crazy competitive, so my headache got bigger. However, the championship game, we're sitting there. Everybody's having a good time. The gym is packed. I've never seen it packed like this before. I don't know if it was Eddie Millette or Pedro or somebody that shot the ball, but the ball goes up, hits the rim, hits the backboard. A man named Eric Hughes goes up, skies up, grabs the basketball, and just dunks it. Now, we've not seen a dunk yet in this league ever. And when he did that, the whole gym exploded. Everybody, people, man.
Right.
Everybody court yelling, screaming, waving their hands. And everybody, is going crazy. And I'm looking around the gym and savoring the moment. I'm looking at everybody's faces. Everybody's smiling. And I said to myself, damn, if I don't do this, man, I could have robbed everybody, of that moment. And, ever since then, I've just been trying to recapture that year after year. Now, as far as the camera goes, now anybody can go back to the games at any time. I know I'm going to capture some sort of gems eventually. I know I'm going to get some crazy highlight if I haven't already, So, people are going to be able to remember this for years. And I'm glad to have given that to them.
No, it's super dope, man. It's so well put together. So how long does it take? So take me in the timeline from when Rob Shaw was like, yo, we need a new league, man, until where you kind of put your bootstraps on and was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And how long before the season really kicked off, or you at least had the captains and ready for everything to start going?
All right. I'm gonna skip through, a lot of the stuff that I had to do to start the league, but it started quicker than it should have, the first one. All it took was the jerseys to get here, and then I started. I didn't even know I needed referees. After I found myself like, damn, I'm refereeing the games because I didn't book referees for this. That was a mistake.
Ah,
League, we just jumped into because I didn't know what I was doing. But if you want to talk about this league, year
yeah.
15, my 15-year anniversary, I started in 2009. There's a, hold on, I got a visual for you. So this is how I started every league after that, because you learn a lot of things as you go along. Starts out with a notebook. First few pages are all my ideas and everything I want to do, and then after that, I write down everybody that showed any sort of interest, because I put little feelers out there on Facebook, and anybody that likes my post, I'll write their name down. And I hate using computers for that, so I'm old school. I got a lot of names in this book, a lot of ideas. But then after I write everybody's name down, I start getting captains. After you get captains, you start writing their teams down, and then everybody changes their team like 3,000 times. So I have to keep
Right.
rewriting it and rewriting it. Eventually, it goes on the computer, and I put it in all different areas. You should see my computer, man. If you've seen how many files I got, it would blow your mind. But yeah,
How many players on each roster?
I want to say 8 to 10 players, give or take. People come,
Okay.
people. Um, I don't know if I can switch. Oh, you know what? I got my iPad here. I can tell you exactly how many players are in the league right now. I do have my iPad, so I'm going to go to the website. Yeah, I can tell you right now. It'll take a second.
All right.
Would you ask a follow-up question?
We got. I was just, I was paying. Like I said, I'm tapped in, so I'm paying attention. I'm like, you got a father-son duo on on a Lakers roster with Maine Himes and Dylan Perry. So that's pretty dope. Like a father and son playing on the same team, and that's like a Bronny and LeBron almost.
There's two things I want to say about that. Number one, I really appreciate that you do that. I didn't know that you even looked at the website, or anybody really does. I worked really hard on it. So for people to just look at it, it means the world to me. And I can never hear that enough times, because that's what I do it for. And as far as Maine and Dylan goes, I know that he was father and son. I've been going through so much. I didn't even think of that. You just brought that to my attention. Like, wow,
Yeah,
that is so the first father and son duo in the league. I've
yeah,
never
it's
even
pretty dope.
actually great. So I'm going to the statistics, and here I have a total of 115 players in the league that have played a game. 115
Okay,
different, and I
okay.
didn't think like that at first, but wow, that's a so large number. I didn't even, it doesn't even seem like it.
So each game, so the game start on Sundays at 1 o'clock, and then what the final game is at 4, right? So it's like
Starts at 12.
starts
The
at
last
12. Okay.
5 p.m. if we're running on time, which we never are.
All
Not
right.
yet. We'll get there.
And so it's been four weeks now,
Yep, this is week
and the
4 yesterday.
Lakers are the leading team, right? I know they played the Monstars. They had that for first place this weekend, and I'm the Lakers pulled it out. I didn't get to watch that game. I was watching the Trendy Topics game, but I didn't get to the Lakers game.
Oh, gotcha. Well, you were there yesterday?
No, just watching it on
Oh, I
on.
didn't post from yesterday yet.
Oh, you didn't post the one for. All right, I was watching because I follow the YouTube, so when it pops up on the YouTube, I just click on it, watch it, even if I'm like pretty much not doing whatever I'm doing.
Gotcha. So this is my fourth week of editing videos. So I wanted to do something special on this Memorial Day. So I've been working really hard all day on the videos. That's why I didn't upload them yet. But when I do, it was just a little holiday special that I got going on. So I hope everybody appreciates the time I took to do it.
What do you use to edit the videos?
Faircloth. South.
Faircloth. Okay.
There's so many of them. I gotta make sure I said the right one on live. Sal Faircloth recommended to me in the text message, like, yo, why don't you use CapCut? Because I told him I didn't know what I was doing, and I
Yeah.
don't. I didn't go to school for this. I've never done it before, so I just tried out to see if I could do it, and I used CapCut, and man, I've been loving it ever since. And now I'm having fun.
Yeah. Okay. What else did I want to get to? So we talked about the age range, but kind of talk about more of the, the issues that you've had or the with that particular age group. Because I think that everybody really respects your handle, man. Pause. And they I mean, I'm not at the game, so I don't know everything that goes on, but from everything I see, man, it just seems like the utmost respect that you get from the players.
I think because everybody sees that I work so hard, there's a lot of sleepless nights that go into, you know, what you guys see, but really it's what you don't see that I do that's the most important. Now, as far as this year goes, I gotta say, I've gotten probably the most amount of thank yous that I've ever gotten doing any sort of league. So, shout out to everybody, all the players. Everybody's been great. I've been getting a lot of support, notoriety. I'm on a podcast right now. I've never had that before because people are talk, and I feel like I'm finally getting appreciated, and I appreciate that. 'Cause I can't hear that too many times. That gives me even more motivation to work harder. As far as this age group goes, though, it can be a rowdy group of people, being young adults. However, I feel like our community has been, vastly misunderstood.
Right.
All of yes, they can be a little rowdy, but there got to be some sort of understanding about personalities. And, sometimes a certain community doesn't understand our community. And I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down because I can't say what I want to say right now.
No, I
But
get it.
um, I'm also, a very tolerant person, a very nice person. That's probably why, I'm best for this type of position because I can manage a different, diverse group of personalities without losing my cool. Um,
Right.
and,
Because that's
and
tough.
I'm
That's
also,
tough. Man.
I have an expertise and a certification for de-escalation. I take care of people with special needs. I've also take care of brain injury, patients and stuff like that. I'm on the locked ward, so you know takes a special kind of person to do what I do. And I'm not just patting myself on the back. So,
No, it does. It absolutely. And I totally agree with what you're saying. So no, that it's really no, it's really dope, man, that you could really even put this whole thing together. And I see it like the enthusiasm that the players and everybody really is loving it, man. So like it's really dope, and I want to get more involved in it.
um, absolutely. I appreciate that. I do got to say though, I could do everything I can in the world. If it wasn't for the players, none of this would have came about. The players like really bought in, and shout out to everybody that's playing in the league this year. They made it bigger than what it was. I wanted to come do a small league, just to get back in the water, and everybody started spreading the rumor I was doing another league, and everybody wanted to be a
Yep.
part of it. And it's really the players that make it special. I can't go out there and play. I just sit on the sideline and do my job, which is tough, but they have to go out there and compete against each other and work hard, and everybody wants to be there. That's really important. So, without the players, there's no league. So, shout out to them. I appreciate each and every one of you if you guys are watching this. Even the ones I'm
So
trolling right now, by the way, if you're listening to this, I'm only having fun.
from my understanding, all right. So it's if it's 12 teams and everybody plays each other once, so what is it? It'll be 11 games, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So so you're at 4 right now, and then before the championship. So how does the playoffs work? Is it a series or is it just a like a tournament, NCAA tournament style? How does that work?
I'm glad that you asked because number one, I'm about to give you an exclusive right now because nobody knows what I'm doing for the playoffs. But it's a couple of things. Number one, it's a one-game elimination because I can't go too much farther past July doing this. Got to take my kids on vacation this summer. It's very important for them. But it's one-game elimination. The top 8 teams make the playoffs. Now,
Mm,
say, well, what happens to the bottom 4 teams? Do they just go home? No, I'm actually going to do a Division II playoffs with them, and this is the first anybody's hearing of that. So the bottom 4 teams are going to have a Division II playoff, and the top 8 teams are going to be in the playoffs. And it's going to be, 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, and so on. And now championship and all-star. I felt like this is one of my most brilliant ideas ever. Yes, I know it sounds like I'm arrogant, but I'm not, because I didn't know it was going to work. So before the championship game, that's when I do all my all-star activities. And if you're in the championship, you can't play in the all-star game,
Right.
but still participate in like the 3-point shootout and the other stuff that I'm doing, the other secret stuff I'm doing this year. But with doing that, brought all the best players together with the All-Star game for one more time, so they bring a crowd in. And after the All-Star game, what do? You're going to sit and watch the championship of the league everybody just played in. So that what gives the biggest crowd, the most rowdiness. I remember the first year I did that, I couldn't even hear myself think in the gym. And I was
Yeah.
like, now on, I'm doing that every single year. And it's been working really well, ever since. So that's why I do my All-Star game right before my championship. And plus, it's the last time we're all getting together for this league.
That's dope. So what's the projected time? You said it like so that would run until probably with the end of June.
No, it's in July. It ends in
July.
July. I don't have my schedule with me, but I can tell you the exact date. It's in July when the championship is going to be.
Okay. So I wanted to give like, how on ESPN and all that stuff they give their takes of who's. I haven't really watched. Now I'm a big person on watching the games and not just looking at stats, but actually like watching the game. So I want to watch some more games before I start giving out my like predictions and MVP and all that stuff. So I'm gonna hold off on that, but I'm just looking at like the Lakers. I mean, I know people got to be gunning for them at this point. It seemed like everyone was really after the Monstars. Like they was like, I remember my man Draymond after
Yeah,
Big Draymond was like, yeah, man, we lost to them boys, so we gonna get it. We got something for them. So I mean,
yeah.
I know you got it. You can't be. I mean, you don't want to be biased or anything, but looking at the teams right now and what you've seen through 4 weeks, you think that anybody you could really take those 2 teams out, or you don't want to really get into that?
Well, I could tell you stuff without getting specific. I believe every team is capable of being beaten. Not by every team. Not all 12 teams have the capability of beating the top teams in the league. But I think anything can happen on any given day. And the playoffs are a 1-game elimination. So all it takes is one bad game or one good game or a
Right,
shooting
one ankle, one
point.
ankle sprain to Brian Moore, and they're done.
Well,
Right.
Brian, but moving forward with that, there's a lot of talent in this league, a lot of capable talent. Even if I was in this league myself, I mean, every day is going to be a battle, but nobody, I think, is unbeatable.
Okay.
Their team undefeated right now is because they're really great and they work well together. But if I was playing against them, I'm thinking that they can be beat, and I'm going straight at them, straight up. But too bad I don't play.
No, I feel you, man. I feel you. So like going forward, like, all right, we kind of talked about the championship. We talk about the All-Star. What's your vision? I think that you should keep this league going. I know it takes a lot to do, and I know that you really put a lot into it and it takes a lot of your time. But what's your goals going? I feel like this is, how like a football has like semi-pro.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is like semi-pro.
You know what? I can't say that won't be in the cards for me. I think everybody's been really supportive. Everybody's telling me to go further. I can go, reach different areas. I do have some goals left. that I want to do. I contacted the men's league down in Middletown, and they want to have some intra-league play. I'm going to be setting that up soon. I haven't told the players about that really. That's another exclusive.
Nice.
And I just want to say, and you're going to get an exclusive right now, the first one to hear this. First of all, the champions of this league, they're going to get a really good prize this year. And without telling everybody what the prize is, I'm paying homage to the first league that I've ever done. So that's a nod to that. And it's a little cryptic, but if you guys really think about it, I'm sure they'll figure it out. And the second thing is I've done a really good job of checking things off of my bucket list of things that I wanted to do. And I'm working really hard this year. So just in case that this is my last season, I could say I did everything that I've ever wanted to do. So as far as my future goes, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure if my inbox start going after this league is over, I'll probably be back for another one.
Yeah, no, you got to keep it going, man. This
Yeah.
it's dope, man. It's definitely, like I said, it's really giving that age group something to really do, man, and compete and get those competitive juices out, and it's in a positive way, man.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna have some demands. If I'm ever gonna do this league again, the only way I do it is if I have Jay Law and Danny Williams there by my side to help me run this league, because I need some help. There's gonna come a day where I got to give the book up to somebody or have somebody. I'm gonna be sick. I've never missed a game, Corey. I've never missed a game in all the years I've ever ran. I never, because I'm always there. I've never missed one game. And that time's gonna come eventually. So I think I want to put together a committee of people. So that way this thing can function with or without me. And maybe my dream is one day I'll get voted out of my own league. That'd be pretty cool.
No way. But no, I that's dope that that you could create kind of an engine that's working without you actually having to be so hands-on. Yeah, no, that's definitely a dope goal. And that Jay, that's my boy right there. So, anything that he needs to help with or anything, I'm down to help him out.
There's a lot of people that are instrumental in this league that I didn't get a chance to talk about. And, I think
that was actually my next question. I was going to say, talk about some of the people that, because I know you do a lot, but I know you don't do it yourself. So just give a shout out to all the people that really help you put a lot of this together.
Okay. Number one, I'm going to give a big shout out to Jay again and Danny Williams. I think I talked to them two the most about everything that's going on behind the scenes. I bounce a lot of ideas off the both of them, and they're always there to help me no matter what, without even, me having to ask or anything. They're great. So I hope one day I get to run the league with them too, fully, by my side. But there's another shout out that I wanted to give to Joan Keating. She was my supervisor at the YMCA, because when I asked to do the Y League, they said I could do it, but I have to report to Joan. And boy, did Joan hold me accountable every single day. She taught me, how to hold myself accountable. And, having to sit in that hot seat every week or every day after those games, got me to, stay on the ball with what I needed to do and help keep me organized. So if it wasn't for her being really tough and she, she's a good teacher, that's where I got a lot of my work ethic from. So shout out to Joan Keating. And one more thing I got to say, when I first started my first league, there was one man that was the most supportive, that came to my job every day to sit down and talk with me, to encourage me. And that guy's name is Rich Monroe. And, I got to speak his name. He passed away. And, in my third season, and I dedicated that season to him. I put his name on the jerseys. People don't know, it's hard when you're very young and you don't know what you're doing, to have somebody come and, every day and just be in support, it's really meaningful. And he was very helpful. Sometimes misunderstood, if anybody knew Rich, but he was a great man. There's, some flowers here, and he's greatly missed by me.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm sure I'm leaving some people out. We talked about Rob.
Yeah.
Chris Burgos. He's the one that gave me the Adam Stern name, Rico. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He came to the games one day. He said, "What's up, Adam Stern, Commissioner?" And I heard that, and I'm like, "Yo, I kind of like that. That's fine."
I meant to put that in. I can't believe I didn't ask you where that originated from.
Oh, yo, you know what? Because of the Commissioner David Stern, and
Right.
I don't
Oh
know if
yeah.
not to him at the time because he's
It was I remember it being Adam Stern Silver, and then
Silver.
you just Silver Stern.
Silver in there because I wanted people that don't know basketball to kind of like I'm like Adam Silver, like the Commissioner. That ended up
Right.
being so I cut the Silver off and went with what Rico originally called me. It was Adam Stern.
Stern.
You know, I just and I felt more important than I think I was at the time. You know what I mean? It made me feel great, and I kept it.
Right.
So you know, he gave me the name. I said Rob Shaw. I'm trying to think. You know, obviously all the players, all the team captains that I ever played. You know, everybody's really important. You know, I'm the one that's bringing everything together. But if all the parts are not, you know, working, then we don't really have a league. It takes everybody.
So no, my fault. You were gonna say one last thing.
No. I said what I said. Needed to say.
All right. So I have two of my co-hosts. Well, I don't know. Is Bliss playing in the league? Or is he coaching? What is he doing?
I was gonna make a joke, but it's mean to do. He's been really supportive this year around, and I really appreciate everything that does. So, as far as what he's doing, he's playing and he's coaching and he's a captain. He's taking on
Okay.
a lot. You know, he's never actually even been a captain before, but he wanted to get involved and put trendy topics in there. And you know, he comes all the way from Albany to do this
Right.
league. And you know, I was a little surprised at first, but you know, there he is hitting me up, and he wanted to be a part of the league, and you know, I made sure that there's always a spot for Bubba in you know any league that I ever do.
Yeah, and then we got busy James Jones. He's on that team. He's on the Trendy Topics team. So we already do a sports podcast. So I kind of want to do something like with this league where we kind of talk about either whoever's the player of the week that you put. We kind of talk about the games. I just got to figure out like a good time for it because we all have a different like working schedules, and my schedule is crazy. So, but that's something that I wanted to throw out there. It's kind of wanted to do like an NBA today or like a first take of the league where you know whoever's the you know we talk about the main game that you highlight, and then try to get the players on here and talk about the league a little bit more, just to put some more eyes on it and give it a different type of feel. If that's okay with you.
Absolutely. You know, again, I love everybody being involved because everybody says it's my league, but it's not. It's everybody's league. Everybody has a voice. That's why I do captains meetings. You know, I want everybody to be involved because it's not just for me. And you know, I would love to see a show on that. Bring back a top 10. Yeah, I'm working on it. You know, man,
What's that? What's the top 10 playlist? That's like highlights, or what is that?
You know, top 10 plays. That's going to take so long for me to master, but you know, that's one of my goals to do is I'm going to be doing a highlight reel soon. But back to what you were saying, Corey, you know, I would love to watch that. I would love to be a part of it. I think it'd be a bit much of me, you know, being the one talking about it as well, because, you know, the commissioner, you know, it's hard to be on those shows and stay
Right.
objective.
Right. That's why I kind of just want to get team captains, players involved in it. And you know, I really didn't expect you to have to talk about it too much. I don't want to put you in that position where you seem any type of bias, you know?
Yeah, what I can do though is I pick the player of the week. I can explain my reasoning about with facts. You know, I'm a very logical person. I can explain that. But you know, as far as being subjective and not objective, I won't. That's why I can't play, and that's why you know I always uphold all the rules that are established at the captain's meeting, and I won't break them even if everybody's complaining about it because you know I gotta stay to the letter of the law as best I can. I have an important position, and not because this is the greatest men's league ever, but when you're put in charge of a sport and having to make sure that everything's fair for everybody, you know, You got to do what you got to do to stay with your credibility, because credibility is very important. If I was ever outed as some sort of cheater or somebody that's bending or breaking the rules, that would be the end of that.
Right. Right. Yeah. So, man, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. Like I said, I definitely want to be involved going forward. Try to add what my talents are to the league, and try to get some more eyes on it. And I want to thank you.
I think they deserve it, man. Again, I can't say enough how I got a lot of great talent from years past to got college players, former pro players, all sorts of diverse group of people being in there. And for the game of basketball, I think it's amazing. It's great. It's great for the community. So I'm glad that more people from the community are being involved with the special stuff that they do, because I'm not good at everything. I'm only good at a few things. So it's great to see, you wanted to share, what you're good at. I really do appreciate that.
No doubt. You're good at a lot of stuff, man. You're definitely, you're definitely somebody. You're kind of like for the younger kids, it's what Dassey was for us, like someone to look up to and aspire to, work and keep that type of work ethic from what you're showing, man. For real.
Most appreciated. I got two more things to say. Number one, I'm good at a lot of things, kind of like smoke and mirrors, because we made things look really good this year. And I wanted to it's an inside joke with me and somebody that might be watching this. And the second thing is that, you talk about kids looking up to me. And I do more than just men's basketball leagues. I hope everybody knows that. I volunteer for community programs. I coach in Tay's League. The league coordinator this year, the 8 to 10 division. And I'm always down to help out people's programs and stuff like that. I have 2 gold medals in the Special Olympics. I coached their basketball team.
Oh, wow.
That we're still looking for assistant coaches, more coaches, people to be involved. I'm looking for players to come help my players or people to scrimmage against. So, if I can use this platform right now, calling all basketball players, if you want to make a difference, come help out the people with special needs. That they're actually pretty good. We got 2 gold medals. We're running New York State right now. Nobody knows that Ulster County is number 1. I bet you.
No, that's fire. I definitely didn't know that. So yeah, man, I would love to help out with something like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a great bunch of people, and shout out to Ashley Johnson, the other assistant coach there. She'll not see this, but I'm gonna shout her out anyway because she's at getting all the players to practice. And we're getting off topic, but I'm hoping it's trendy. You get it?
Yeah, exactly.
Because,
but this is exactly what I wanted. Because I wanted you to highlight and be able to talk about whatever you wanted to talk about, and you know what I mean. I just wanted to give you that platform for that and give you your flowers, man. That's kind of overused. I hate kind of certain things that get overused. I hate like saying, but yeah, that's what I definitely wanted to do though.
This is my first time, doing anything like this. I can't wait to watch this back. Is there a way to do that? How do I?
Oh yeah, it'll be all, it's on my Facebook. It's on YouTube. I actually posted a link to it in the in the Facebook group that you have, so you can go in there too, and you should be able to watch it in there.
Man,
you should be able to just click on it.
I'm gonna save this, man. Cherish this moment because this time around, I made sure to enjoy every moment of what I'm doing because nothing lasts forever. And I'm loving every thank you. Every time somebody says anything like you say, like it really means the world to me. I'm not just saying that, So definitely appreciate you doing this with me. I'm gonna hold this in my heart dearly.
All right, so we're gonna get out of here. What can we expect the next upload from Sunday's games?
I actually uploaded the first half of the ZZ Smoke Shop versus the Heatles. I've been spending the day working on trying to do something special for Memorial Day. When you guys see the video, you might be like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." How long did it take you? Oh, only like 8 hours to do something very simple. But I'm just learning on how to do stuff, and I'm going down a rabbit hole. So could I have uploaded all the games by now? Sure. But I'm trying to edit each one and trying to make it special. I got the box scores in the bottom. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, definitely. I see that.
I don't.
I definitely see that, and I saw that. So that was one of the first things that I noticed. The one of the main things was the panning of the camera. I thought it was like automatic, but you cleared that up for me. But then I saw on the bottom with the ticker, and I was like, and the score, and I was like, oh man, this is on point, man.
Well, at first, Rob Shaw again calls me and say, maybe once in a while you should put the score up so everybody know who's winning or who's losing. And that sent me down a rabbit hole to, well, I wonder if I have the capability of doing that. And once I found out that I could do it, now I have to sit there, rewatch every single game, stop the game, put the score in, video edit that way. I do all that manually. So, it's a process. And, now I'm trying to do all this other video editing stuff. So I'll upload the games. Probably, I'm going to work on probably half of them tonight, and then I'll do the other half tomorrow. They'll all be up by the end of the week. I
and it definitely takes a lot because I just do my son's games, and I uploading those and editing those. People be trying to rush me like, man, when's the game gonna be up? Like, yo, you making it look better than high school.
Got you. Do you do the box score in the corner too?
I don't. So I just usually just point the camera to it. But now I'm gonna have to start doing that, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm starting a trend here. But surprisingly enough, a couple of times I've waited to put out these videos, nobody's really stressing me out about it. I thought that I would probably get a whole inbox full of people. Nobody's really complaining. That's surprising. So I appreciate that. Nobody's banging on my door for the videos. Everybody's waiting patiently. And I could tell even because once I upload them, I start getting jumps on the views. I'm like, damn, man, upload button. But it's an awesome feeling to know that people are waiting to see, what the product that I'm putting out.
He was like, yo, man, I got a camera, but there's no way I'm going back to review the footage, man. I thought that was funny. I was dying off of that.
Yeah, guys, that's opening Pandora's box right there. I didn't want to do that. But last night I had a conversation with Jay, and a conversation with Tristan, and people are starting to bug me about it. So I'm entertaining the thought, but I don't want to question my referees because that's going to open up the door to a bunch of nonsense. A whole bunch of arguing. That's the last thing I want is arguing. And worst of all, it's going to take time. And we all don't have, nobody wants to sit around and wait. We got to stay on the schedule. So, I just didn't want to go that route. But people are starting to open me up to the idea because everybody's like arguing with my logic, which is okay because I'm not always right. Everybody has a difference of opinion. I want everybody to have one and share that because that's okay. You come to the meetings. You can vote me out. I am able to be voted out of my own rules. I don't know if you knew that either. We go there, everybody votes. I feel a certain way, but I got to make sure everybody's okay with that. Everybody. I'm not a dictator at all. So if everybody wants something, that's what we do. But, that's where we vote, and that's at the captain's meeting. So when I do have another one, I expect all the players there that want to complain about rules.
Nah, that's dope, man. And it takes a lot for you to be able to do that because I know if it was me, I'd be like, nah, man, I put this together. Me.
Yeah, it's not about me. It's never been. That's why I don't accept it's not about me.
All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Thank you again, man.
Thank you so much. Awesome.
And I'll stay in contact with you and tell you whenever I kind of figure out what we're gonna kind of try to get a set time, maybe Thursdays if I can do that. That's what either Thursdays or Fridays. I'm going to try to do that.
Got you. Last thing I'm going to say before I hit that X button, I have a lot more tricks up my sleeve, and I have a few surprises left for this year's Adam Stern Basketball League.
Right. Had to do it to him. Cock back if a nigga front, I'ma pop that. Got straps, you don't want smoke, you better stop that. Real nigga, there's certain shit that'll do not jack. Plus I got some killers on my side and they do not rap. Take nigga, there's certain questions we do not ask. Perka make the body feel good like a hot bath. You niggas hot ass, your music stay for real. Blizz get it, next on that like a Nike deal. Big guns, we got big guns like the Navy SEAL. It was all a dream like Biggie till I made it real. You niggas changed for real. You ain't official, homie. See me in public with a smile and a pistol on me. Leak with it next to me just cause I be getting lonely. R.I.P. that guy.